Very good morning, students. Today we shall be discussing the 2.4 poem, which is Upon the Westminster Bridge. In today's poetry, we shall be discussing about two wonderful things. First is this beautiful scene from London, and second is the famous poet William Wordsworth. Now, I said famous things because this entire scene is very famous. We have the famous London Tower here, we have the famous Westminster Bridge here, then we have the River Thames here, and we also have Wordsworth. So, this particular poem is actually a beautiful description of the Westminster Bridge early morning on the River Thames by William Wordsworth. So, let us begin. Now, this Westminster Bridge is actually a very famous bridge in London, which is over the River Thames, one of the very famous rivers which flows in London. If you look at the scenic beauty of this particular entire scene or the entire setting, it's very mesmerizing. It is very close to nature. And what is close to nature is actually the structure of this particular bridge. You can see this particular bridge connects two different cities. Now, if you see properly, it connects the Westminster, which is on the west side, to a very beautiful city, Lambeth, on the east side. If you ask me what is the beauty of this particular thing, is that these two cities have two different types of lifestyle, and they are separated from this particular, they are connected by this particular bridge. Now, if you see here we have the famous clock tower of London. We have the palace of London Palace, and Lambeth is was a very important industrial place where industrial revolution initially took place. And there between is the Westminster Bridge. Now let us understand the backstory of this particular entire scene. Once William Wordsworth and his sister Dorothy, they were traveling through London. And while traveling to London in a very early morning, they came across this wonderful scene. Now for Dorothy, this particular scene, traveling through London in the early morning, was not a different thing. Like every other scene, she thought it was a beautiful scene, one of the beautiful scenes that she experienced in her life. But for Wordsworth, this was the most beautiful scene that he was able to see in his entire life. And so he composed a small poem, a Petrarchan sonnet, on this particular bridge, Upon the Westminster Bridge. So now let us see the details. William Wordsworth, born on April 7, 1770, was a major English romantic poet who was an honored poet laureate of United Kingdom in the court of Queen Victoria from 1843 until his death on 23rd of April 1850. Now here two important words have occurred again, which we shall understand to know the poem very well. Okay, look here. So the word romantic here, when we talk about romantic in English, there are many different meanings to it. If you look at the Indian way of thinking or Indian poetry, romantic, it does not mean that you will see everything which is related with love. There is a person, there is a lady, and there is romance in them. This particular romance is a different thing, and the romantic word in the context to the English literature is a different thing. Romantic here means the love for nature, the love for creativity, the love for somebody's thoughts. Okay, so he was a very major English romantic poet, William Wordsworth, and he was honored the poet laureate. Now this is the highest kind of award given to a person who has done remarkable work in English literature. Now he was a very remarkable poem, we come to know. He is a leading English nature poet. Now see here, the word romantic is directly related with this particular word here, that is the nature. So this word is particularly related with this word nature. His collections of poetry, lyrical ballads, is considered as the center work of romantic literary theory. Now his collection of work, the lyrical ballads, its anthology, is an important part of the work of the romantic literary theory. So in olden English, basically in English literature, there are many theories about language, and one of them, and he's a very important part of that. The poem upon Westminster Bridge is one of the best examples of his romantic poems. So, romantic poem here are not love poems, but or something other things. If you think according to the Indian context, it's a different thing. But romantic here means nature poems. So, upon the Westminster Bridge is basically a good example, a very best example of a romantic poem. Now let us understand. See, Upon Westminster Bridge is a Petrarchan sonnet in which William Wordsworth describes the beauty of the bridge as seen at dawn from the Westminster Bridge in London. So, as we have told that he was traveling with his sister upon London, and while traveling from there, he saw that very beautiful scenes of the Westminster Bridge in the early morning, and that particular scene somehow enchanted his mind, and he composed a very beautiful poem on that. The then world had to still experience the industrial revolution. So he's saying this particular thing that the world had just experienced the industrial revolution. Okay, and the poet was enthralled by the panoramic landscape, beauty, calm and quiet nature before him. So you say that it is about that if you're living in a very crowded city and suddenly you see a very beautiful landscape, you can't move out yourself from that particular scene. You want to enjoy that particular scene. If you are living in cities like Pune and Mumbai, you know how crowded the cities have become. There is no scenic beauty in that. Everything is just crowded. There are a lot of people, the sound of the cars, the horns, the working of the industry. So this is in a continuous form. But during the night, these two cities become suddenly very beautiful. In the similar manner, William Wordsworth is trying to tell you, he's trying to explain these things in his poem that during the night or during that early morning, the landscape, the entire landscape turns into suddenly very beautiful, very calm, and very quiet, and it feels close to the nature. This poem was first published in the collection of poems in two volumes in 1807. So, this is actually like a little information to the poem. We can say it's a preface of the poem. It gives you a little insight of the poem. It helps you to understand the poem. Now, let's read the poem. The earth has not anything to show more fair, dull would be of soul who could pass by. A sight so touching in this majesty, this city now doth like a garment wear. The beauty of the morning, silent, bare. Ships, towers, domes, theatres, and temples lie open unto the fields and to the sky, all bright and glittering in the smokeless air. Never did sun more beautifully steep in his first splendor, valley, rock, or hill. Never saw I, never felt a calm so deep. The river glideth at his own sweet will. Dear God, the very houses seem asleep, and all that mighty heart is lying still. William Wordsworth. So let us understand the explanation of the particular poem. The structure of the poem is in a Petrarchan sonnet. It has an octave and a sestet, 8 lines, 6 lines. You know the what is the structure. So let us understand the explanation line by line. See here. Earth has not anything to show more fair. Dull would he be of soul who could pass by. Now, William Wordsworth is traveling with his sister Dorothy early in the morning upon the Westminster Bridge, and suddenly they see a very beautiful, scenic, divine beauty, and that is he sees early morning on the bridge, everything has been stopped. Earth has not anything to show more fair. This line means he's saying that William Wordsworth is expressing himself in these words that there would be nothing on earth so beautiful as the scene right now in front of him. He's traveling with his sister Dorothy, and everything is very calm around him, everything is very silent around him. And he says that it is the most beautiful thing that he saw in his life. Okay. And a person would be dull, a soul would be dull who would not enjoy this beauty. Okay. Who will just pass by without being in that particular scene. He would just pass by. A person would be dull, a soul would be dull. A sight so touching in its majesty, this city now doth like a garment wear. He's saying that this entire sight is so touching, it is so majestic, it is so beautiful that he wants to enjoy that particular scene. This city now doth like a garment wear. Now, this city is still, the city has completely stopped. It is early morning, everything is calm, everything is silent around him, and we see that the entire place has stopped now. Now it's like a garment. Okay, this garment is actually the silence. Okay, the silence has covered the entire city like a garment. Okay, and the entire place is silent, the entire place is covered with the morning silence. Okay, early morning silence. The beauty of the morning silent bare ships, towers, domes, theatres, and temples lie open unto the fields and to the sky. Now, this is the description of the entire scene. The beauty of the morning. How is the beauty of the morning? It is silent, it is bare, it is raw, means it is very nice. There's nothing artificial in the air. All the artificial things, such as the ships, have stopped, the towers, the big, structures, the domes, the theaters. Theaters means not the movie theaters, but the theaters for performing the drama, or even the movie theaters. The temples, everything has been stopped, everything has been mixed into the nature so perfectly. The early morning, the silence of the early morning has covered everything. Oh, upon it is open unto the fields and to the sky. Everything is stopped now. Everything is open to the what is it? The beauty of the Westminster Bridge. Everything has stopped. The sky is clear. He cannot understand where the sky ends. Okay, and he wants to tell us that the morning has covered both the sky as well as the land. Everything has been covered into it, all bright and glittering in the smokeless air. So this line is very important. So all bright and glittering in the smokeless air, this means that everything is calm. Okay, and smokeless air, as we know that the Westminster Bridge connects two different places. Yes, one is Lambeth and other is Westminster. So in Lambeth there is industries, there are industrial revolution has took place. So all the industries in the early morning have stopped and there is no smoke in the air. The air is fresh. Like I have given the examples of the cities of Pune and Mumbai. Okay, if you're wandering in those particular cities in the morning, there is a lot of smoke in the air. But if you're wandering in the night, everything has been stopped now. The air seems to be very fresh. Okay, he's experienced the same freshness of air early in the morning. Never did sun more beautifully steep. Okay, he says that the sun had, what is say, in his entire lifetime, he never saw such a beautiful scene that the sun was shining so brightly. It felt that he was, experiencing the depth, the beauty, the raw beauty of the sun. In his splendor, valley, rock, or hill, never saw I, never felt a calm so deep. He's saying that everything which is close to nature felt very beautiful. The splendor, that is the beauty, the valley, the rock, or the hill, never saw I, never felt a calm so deep. He's experienced that calmness, he's experienced the serenity, he's experiencing the happiness, okay, of nature, and it is very close to him right now. The river glided at its own sweet will. Glide means he's saying that the river Thames, she is just flowing on her own, and it's not he's experiencing that she's flowing, but he feels that she is moving at her own will. She also wants to enjoy that uh, beautiful, nice and scenic beauty of the Westminster Bridge over her, and she's also trying to enjoy the feel of nature. So she's not flowing now, she's not moving in a very fast pace. He says that his experience is that she's also flowing, she's waiting, she wants to enjoy those things, and she's moving at her own will. Dear God, the very houses seem asleep, and all that mighty heart is lighting still. He's saying that, dear God, the very houses seem asleep. He's saying that everything around him is still in sleep. Okay, and all that mighty heart is lying still. So this line is very important, which says that everything is so still that he, for a particular second, he thought that his heart had stopped beating, or he just missed a beat while enjoying that entire scenic beauty. This was the explanation of the entire poetry. In the next part, we shall be discussing about the brainstorming and the critical appreciation of the poem.